Archaeologists in central China are presently excavating subterranean tombs and have made a captivating discovery. Among their findings is an ancient waterlogged casket containing a human skeleton and a perfectly preserved wooden box. To their astonishment, upon opening the box, they unearth a beautifully crafted sword with a history dating back approximately 2,400 years. This extraordinary sword was once the possession of a notable historical figure in China, adding to its already significant historical value. Known as the Sword of Gujian, this Chinese sword carries immense cultural value, not only due to its masterful craftsmanship, but also for the symbolism it represents. Throughout various cultures, swords have long been emblematic of power, strength, chivalry, and masculinity. The excavation site is located in Hubei province, specifically in the Huapi region. Hubei has a rich history in archaeology, benefiting from its strategic geographical location surrounded by mountains and bodies of water. The discovery took place during a survey of the Zhang River Reservoir's second aqueduct, in the ancient cultural hub and former capital of the state of Chu, Jingzhou. The archaeological team made a significant find, unearthing a series of tombs dating back to the Chu era and retrieving over 2,000 artifacts, among which is the casket containing the Sword of Gujian. The sword was originally forged during the spring and autumn period, spanning from 771 BC to 476 BC. Its name is derived from the historical documents known as the Records of the Spring and Autumn Annals, which provide insights into the affairs of the state of Lu during that era. These records, believed to have been compiled by Confucius, offer valuable information about major events in the region. The spring and autumn period was marked by the fragmentation of the region into multiple states, resulting in frequent warfare and advancements in weaponry, including the production of fine swords like the Sword of Gujian. This extraordinary sword boasts a length of around 22 inches and a weight just shy of 31 ounces. The blade is intricately adorned with diamond patterns on both sides, while the hilt is embellished with blue stones and wrapped in silk, enhancing its overall elegance. The sword's remarkable state of preservation can be attributed to the hermetic sheath that shielded it from environmental factors, as well as the distinctive metallurgical composition of the blade. The copper foundation of the blade provides flexibility, while the tin edges maintain sharpness, and traces of sulfur have effectively prevented tarnishing over the course of time. The blade of the sword is inscribed with engraved script in a seal script known as birdwur, which is visible on both sides. These inscriptions reveal the name of the sword's owner, further enhancing the historical significance of this extraordinary artifact. Archaeologists in central China discovered a well-preserved 2,400-year-old sword known as the Sword of Gujian. This remarkable cultural treasure was found in Hubei province, an area with a rich archaeological record and significant geographic features. The sword was forged during the spring and autumn period and represents the technological advancements and ongoing warfare of that era. Its craftsmanship, including diamond-patterned etchings and embellishments, adds to its beauty. The sword's remarkable state of preservation, thanks to its airtight sheath and unique metallurgical composition, makes it even more extraordinary. The inscriptions on the blade provide valuable historical information, further enhancing its significance. Seal script, derived from the oracle bone script, was commonly used during the spring and autumn period. Inscriptions on the Sword of Gujian reveal that it once belonged to a local king. On one side of the blade, it reads King of You, while the other side states, made this sword for his personal use. The exact King of You responsible for the sword's creation remains uncertain. The Kingdom of Yu existed for approximately 160 years until it was annexed by Chu in 334 BC. During that time, 9 different monarchs ruled over the state. Historians engaged in a series of written letters to determine the sword's owner. After weeks of discussion, they theorized that the sword belonged to Gujian, a warrior king known for his grit and determination during challenging times. Gujian participated in the last great war of the era and is believed to have been one of the 5 hegemons, regional warlords who had significant military resources and were responsible for maintaining peace and defending the land. Before becoming a hegemon, Gujian had to prove himself worthy. He inherited the crown of Yu from his father Yunchang and became king in 496 BC. Soon after, he faced a threat from King Helu of Wu, a neighboring state and long-standing enemy of Yu. The conflict between Yu and Wu stemmed from a failed diplomatic marriage alliance. Helu perceived a vulnerability in the Yu court and gathered his armies for an attack. However, Helu's attack backfired and Yu emerged victorious at the Battle of Zulai. Helu died from his injuries, instructing his son Fuchai to seek revenge. In subsequent years, Fuchai led the state of Wu to a triumphant conquest over the state of Yu, taking Gujian as a captive. Rather than resorting to execution, Fuchai chose to impose a different fate upon Gujian, compelling him to serve as an attendant and subjecting him to years of ignominy. Despite the humiliation, Gujian's resilience prevailed, and he ultimately made a return to the state of Yu, determined to strengthen his kingdom and weaken Wu. He pursued strategies to undermine Wu's infrastructure and assembled a team of counselors and diplomats. Gujian's persistence paid off, and he transformed Yu into a regional powerhouse. Gaojian's reign was marked by battles, including a successful confrontation with the state of Kai. His bizarre and terrifying tactics on the battlefield, such as using self-destructing soldiers to intimidate the enemy, added to his reputation. Despite Fuchai's previous clemency, Gujian refused his surrender, leading Fuchai to take his own life. Gujian continued his reign for 31 years until his death in 465 BC. The Warring States period followed Gujian's reign, characterized by intense interstate conflicts. In 334 BC, Wu Jiang of Yu prepared to invade Kai, but was convinced by a diplomat to attack Chu instead. This attack failed, leading to the conquest of Yu by Chu. The Warring States period lasted until 221 BC, when the state of Qin unified China under Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. The Sword of Gujian, presently exhibited at the Hubei Provincial Museum, suffered accidental damage while on loan to a museum in Singapore in 1994. As a consequence, it was subsequently placed on a list of artifacts not permitted to leave China. In 1983, archaeologists made another significant discovery in the region: King Fuchai of Wu's spear, known as the Spear of Fuchai. These remarkable artifacts underscore the abundant cultural and historical heritage of Hubei, shedding light on the region's rich past. Hubei holds the promise of numerous additional archaeological revelations, offering tantalizing glimpses into the lives of the kings and warriors of yesteryears. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for regular updates.